Well, good evening, welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for a third round match tonight in this year's Virtual Black Ball World Championships. It's between Albinario from Sweden and MC Clarkey from the UK, and it goes at the bottom of the hour at 7:30. Let's have a look at the schedule. The schedule has been updated. We've got this match tonight. We've got John Boo and Coldest Pillow at 4 PM tomorrow afternoon. I'll be there for that match, or the start of it, and then in an hour after that one starts, we've got Fast Eddie against Real Poland Power Stub, and that goes ahead at 5 PM tomorrow afternoon. The other matches are next week. Cobra and Linus is early morning on Tuesday. I'll be at work, and LS3 Semi Pro is next Sunday at 7 PM. I should be around for that. We had a match earlier today. It was one that was actually started when I checked in the lobby, and it was the last outstanding match in round 2. It's right at the bottom of the bracket there. It's the one between Bankster and Christian. Bankster won out, and it wasn't pretty. That's all that remains to be said about that match. So Bankster is through to round 2, and he's going to have to up his game big time, because he's now up against One Pocket Slim. So the match we have tonight, well, don't forget LS3 took out Cobra in round 2, and there's a chance, a very strong chance tonight, that Matt could potentially take out another big favourite for the tournament, and that is Albinario. It's a big ask, but Matt's got a good enough game to be dealing with Albinario. Let me just have a quick tab out. Now, I don't know whether Steve's going to be here, but I had a quick look to check. No sign of him. He hasn't said to me he's going to be joining us, but he may well just appear in Discord. So I've got Discord up and running, and we are all good to go. Both players are here, and in fact there's a black ball tournament on at the moment. LS3 and Semi Pro are playing in it. We've got about 2 minutes to go. Welcome to Cobra, 1370 Albi. I think it could be a bit closer than that. At least I'm expecting it to be. I think Matt is more than capable to be causing Albinario problems. Of course, we all know the factors that affect that. We had, I mean, I was mentioning it today, we've seen an awful lot of black balls, 8 balls going in off the break and then having to have a re-break. We had a whole handful of them today again as well in that earlier match. It seems with it, the amount of balls that are actually on the table at the break, it's very unusual to have this many 8 balls going in off the break as well. We seem to have had more than I thought. So we've got 2 calling it for Albinario. Well, in that case then I'm going to go with 13-10 to Matt, just to be awkward. Welcome to Wit, and welcome to anybody else that's watching. I'm going to do one more quick tab. No sign of Steve there. So hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. Is that who Albi would end up playing if he ends up going over to the one loss side? Not really, not when you look at where that position is in the bracket. Well, obviously he would more than likely possibly end up playing him anyway on that one loss side. You never know, but not immediately, but maybe later on as the bracket progresses. So the room is up. I'm going to have one more quick tab, and he's not there, so if he's going to appear, he will appear in the room. I'm going in. And Albinario is in. That chat will fix itself in a minute, as it always has done, so hopefully it'll do it again. So welcome to everybody. Yeah, well, why are you playing Linus at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow? Or who is it that's playing him to? Is it? I've totally forgotten already. Who's playing Linus tomorrow? It's a one-loss side, isn't it? Well, of course it is. Right, both players are in. Albinario's on the right-hand side. And it looks like Albi's going to win it. So off we go. Race to 13. A round 3 match it is. And, well, straight off the bat it's dry. Is that not Jimmy White? I need to get out my chair to get up and have a look at the picture. Yeah, that's Jimmy White. Well, it's Matt's picture, isn't it? So well, still an open table. Dry break. Yellows are favoured at both ends of the table, at both corners, but there's the one awkward yellow up there, and Matt can't get to that to pot it right now. I haven't seen the picture yet, I'll see it in a minute. So Matt's committed himself to the yellows now. He might be able to get to it. Yes, he can. So that's the one major problem yellow out the way. The obvious other thing is getting rid of the blocking yellow down here at the bottom right, so he can open up the pocket for the other two yellows. And of course the handy yellow really would be obviously getting rid of these, and that's your last one onto the 8 ball, so that would look like the pattern. Well, now he's got to play a good shot. He may well have to rethink his plan. If he had one to start with, he might end up having to take this one, and then it might not be quite as easy to get dealing with these two yellows. He's probably just going to dink this in. So now there's a critical shot coming up here, because he's going to have to leave an awkward cut or try and come over and draw over here, and hopefully he lands on the yellow. That's what he's tried, and it's not a definite yet, this rack. A little bit tricky, this one. Well, I don't know whether he can he get the bank from there, or is that red going to be in the way? I think he might be able to play the bank. Yes, he's played it sweet. That was very well done, and it's all falling into place here. Good start for Matt. And of course it was against the break, so Matt breaking in rack 2. Couldn't ask for a better start. And he's got a yellow in, and the table is already set up a problem straight away, as we can see. Now, before I came back to VP4 there, I was doing a couple of different virus scans on the PC. One of them, anyway, I did a virus scan. I can't remember what the program was. Oh, tell a lie, it was Norton have a virus removal tool. You're not downloading the full Nortons, but I did a scan with it, it found nothing. I did a scan with, what was the other one? I did a scan with Avast, it found nothing. And then I downloaded Kaspersky's virus removal tool. And I did a scan there, and it found a Trojan. And it then did, I think you hit the cure button, and then it tells you to do a restart on the PC. I did a restart on the PC, and then the program kicks in again to do a complete full system scan, which would have taken a few hours, so I shut it down. But it found a Trojan and got rid of it, but all the others didn't find it. So the Kaspersky virus removal tool found it and ditched it. So that just proves that the one type of antivirus won't find everything. This was some Windows something 32 Trojan that it found. Anyway, I'll run that program tomorrow when I get home and let it run in full. Yeah, well, that's the one thing that I mean, the first thing I did was Google it. You know, when it found it, I Googled it. And it was a Trojan. But, see, all the other ones weren't finding it. Well, it's funny though that the other two didn't find it. I mean, anyway, whatever it is, it's gone. And as I say, because I was starting the stream, I killed it because when the PC rebooted, the program automatically kicks in again, and then it goes to do a full system scan, which obviously could be 2-3 hours, depending how many files it's going through, which is bloody everything. So I just knocked that in the head so I could get this started. So Albinario looking for the quick response here, and he's going to be all square. I think this could go very tight, this match. I did stick my neck in the block. You other guys, couple of you guys were going for Albinario. I'm going for Matt 1310. It might be closer than that at the end of it. I don't think anything's going here. But once again, there's a problem. You've got the yellow ball surrounded by reds. Bottom left hand. You've got the red blocking the yellow up top. The red's easy enough to get at if you were sticking with the reds. So he's maybe going to play the combo here. Now the thing is, the combo, I don't know whether he wants to try and get to the rail. Well, that first red, this is really awkward, this corner now. I mean, you can get to these two reds here, no bother, if the 8 ball wasn't there, but even that causes a problem. So there is a narrow window to get to those two reds. And Matt's giving it a good look right now because he's got the angle in the red just to drop through into the gap. Oh, that wasn't it. That was not it. He's hit. I mean, obviously the angle he had on the red meant that he couldn't just drop through. At least it didn't look like it. And now he's got a nasty little cutback. He's running into the yellow. Whether he's going to have a shot to follow it is, well, he would have had a shot. He's blocked the pocket, sort of. Let's have a look from that side. Well, you can maybe try and squeeze a yellow ball in there. Right, I'm doing one more quick tab. Right, so clearly Steve's busy, and if he does come in later, then I'll realise that when I see him in the room. So no more tabbing out. I always thought Kaspersky was meant to be one of the best. Years ago, that's what everybody told me. Kaspersky antivirus was meant to be the top-notch one at the time. So what's meant to be the best now? I think that changes every year as well. I mean, since I reinstalled Windows, I've only ever been using Windows Defender. I haven't had anything else installed. Node 32. Well, Albinario has an opportunity to get onto that yellow up top right. He'll do that. Well, no, I'm not so sure what he was trying there. Did he really need to draw that back? Well, Matt probably won't get a better opportunity than this to seal the deal here. So he's got to make sure that when he's potted these two reds that he gets over to the left hand side. I presume he wants to try and get that red behind the yellow first in the top right. Well, that's probably not worked out very good. I mean, he can still feather this in, I think, but the cue ball's going to be running loose. Oops, hang on a minute, wrong button. Well, that's the one he wanted to take, the one that he's next to. Now he's just got to make sure he gets out and can see it and cut it. Bound to be on the 8 ball in one way or another. And that was a nice little shot. The line was there to play the draw and bump in behind the yellow, clear the yellow out of the way. And now he's good. Well, this is a far, far better standard. Well, anything was a better standard than what we witnessed this afternoon. You know, you'll get guys who not only know what they're doing, but they've got a game plan when they're at the table. There was no semblance of that this afternoon. Two guys not really thinking a great deal about what they were doing. Christian more so than Bankster. And I always thought that this was going to be a far, far better match to watch. So now, Matt with a 2-1 lead, a ball in the break, looking at the yellows. Now, if he was looking at the yellows, the immediate problem's those two, because you can't pot any of them. They're not going anywhere. They're not even getting into the side pocket if you get down this end of the table. So there's a major issue up there. Well, Matt's overcut the yellow. So Albinario, his first visit this rack, he has problems as well because the yellow's guarding the side pocket. And of course, the fact that Matt's missed a pot, we're still an open table, I just realised. Still an open table, so now I've got the hiccups. Now Albinario's scratching his head here because it's sort of 6 1/2 dozen, isn't it, the way it is? Well, he's committed to the reds. He would have liked to have finished further to the left on that red that he's looking at right now, because then he could have maybe ran the red in and ran through to try and split those two reds up. But he didn't get there. So every shot that Albinario plays here is with that in the back of his mind, and how he gets over to these two reds to maybe get a bump. And that's the difference between these guys and the guys this afternoon. These guys are not just thinking about, you know, potting the red that's over the pocket. Albi's trying to work out a way how to deal with these two reds. Now, what's he thinking on? Well, you see, that's actually not bad. He's blocked Matt on the two reds down this end. He's blocked him on the yellow. Sorry, not the two yellows this side. He's blocked him on the two yellows that side. And Matt's only got the two yellows up top that are together that he can really play. So that's bat. Well, he could bump the rail, but he's still got to hit another rail after he hits the yellow. So he's got Matt backed in a corner a wee bit here. Well, we did a little bit of thinking there before he committed, and he's come up with something that's given Matt a head scratcher. Matt has blocked the shot onto the red in the corner. Albi can't really see much of this red here. He can see those two, which, in all honesty, he doesn't really want to be playing any of those two because they both go. He doesn't want to bump them and make them any worse than they are. So just played for the little nudge off the back of the yellow, and now he's got control of that pocket for the moment. Well, this is a good little strategy battle here, because whoever then gets in to make the move, you're really expecting him to get the job done. And Matt has committed, but of course he has to get that yellow following in on the red over the bottom right hand corner pocket to progress. Now those two yellows are still a bit awkward on that side. Matt misses the pot, and now Albinario will be going for the kill. Maybe an unexpected miss there from Matt. But at this level that these guys are, you've got to really expect Albinario to get the job done here now. It's all just about moving the cue ball. Now the one question though is, what ball is he using to get to the 8 ball? Because if he's going to pot the red over the corner pocket here bottom right, then he has to get the cue ball out of there. I don't believe he wants to be playing that to get on the 8 ball. I can't for the life of me think that's what he wants to do. I think if he could see this red now, which he can take a bit of it and then get the one along the cushion there into the other corner, and then he would have the red into the side. But he still needs a good angle to get on the 8. Well, he's playing the combo. When the red's gone dead, that's a disaster. So Albinario has only got that as a lifesaver at the moment, the fact that the red's now blocking the yellow. Now, Matt can't see his yellow up top. Now, there'd be no harm in him just trying to dink off the right side of that yellow as we look, and trying to squeeze up behind the yellow that's up in the top corner. I don't know whether he can hit it thin enough, but that's the shot. I think that's the shot he sees. He's just trying to feather up the table. You see it's got it too thick. But he has covered the path. That was the main objective, was to cover the path to that red that we're looking at. Albinario can kick at it easy enough. But he doesn't want to kick anything hard where he's breaking out the other red. He's only got that other red there as a lifeline at the moment. So he didn't have to hit a rail after hitting the object ball because it was a full snooker. I remembered that. Well, Albi can only see a partial part of his red on the right hand side, but he's reluctant to be playing it, I think. He might be trying to get, it would be a really touchy shot. I don't know whether he can get enough of the ball to actually, he's trying to dink around. Well, there's no real change. Although he's moved the red, everything's still a blocker. There's nothing doing there on that yellow. And Matt doesn't want to be playing that yellow now either, so he's going to head to the long grass. Now, does he think he can roll this yellow in and run through for a bump? This cue ball might leak away with the potting angle. He's not doing that anyway, he's holding off it. He was trying to bump the yellow, to use the yellow to nudge to use the red to nudge the yellow in off. That's what he was trying there. Now, is that a fatal move? No, it isn't, because the red still doesn't go. It was the shot to try and win the game, and well, now there's another problem. The red's now in open play. The one yellow will go, and the other one's blocked by that red now. Can Matt cut that yellow right now and bump the other yellow? Can he feather it so he's just catching that yellow, just to push it further to the right? I don't know that he's convinced he can, or else he would have probably played it. Well, he might be in a better angle now. It's a bit shallower. But is he going to have a shot after this? Oh, that's worked out nice. It's just chipped the red out the way, the yellow, and it still went in. Oh no, he doesn't want to go over to the left and start bumping the other yellow. He doesn't want to be doing that. The fact is he's still come up with a shot, but that could have went really wrong. Needs a deft little touch here, and Matt's got that. So the early breakthrough here for Matt gives him a 3-1 lead, and Albinario under a little bit of pressure on his break to stay in touch, and he's dry. Or is he? That yellow is thinking about it. Well, there's a 4-ball combo up top. Well, maybe even a 5-ball combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't know that Matt can see the red enough. He can't. But he's got the combo in another way. Oh, now 8 balls tied up. Can he see enough of that yellow there to play the yellow in the side and bump the 8 ball? Has he even looked at that? Well, that's changed the setup now. Now, does that red go in past the yellow? It probably will. It'll probably hit the yellow and still go in. Now, what's he done there? Well, one of his balls has gone in. Whether it was deliberate or not, I don't know, because I was too busy looking at that pot, that other red. But let's assume that that red in the left-hand side goes in there without a great deal of problem. I think it does. And the red up on the right-hand side goes past the 8 ball, so it all hinges on this red here right now. And that other one, because it doesn't go past the 2 yellows into the corner. So this here's the major issue. There's no way you're dropping that into the side pocket at that angle. So Albinario's a little bit up against it here. These yellows are sitting pretty good for Matt. And it has gone in. Well, this has got to go into the side. Well, this is a pressure shot again. It's not easy at that blind angle. And he's still got to come up with another shot. And that's well done. Is it going to get there? Oh, I don't think it has it? Can you get enough of that red? That looks tight. That looks tight. He might be able to tweak it a little bit, but it looks very tight. I mean, he could obviously go for the bank here. I think he's already made up his mind that it's not good, that red on the right hand side. Oh, what a... Well, did he play that in off the yellow? I don't think so, but he'll take it. Went for the bank, it's caught the yellow ball and the red's gone in. Well, now he's going to collide with the other red, and is he going to still be in play? Can he pot this? Yes, he can. Now this might bump the yellow. Oh, he's played it dead soft. And that will go in. This is just a little dinky jab just to come back onto the 8. He's going to leak out a wee bit. Yeah, he's caught the 8. Well, it was looking like a good effort for the run out. And Matt has a chance to snatch this out of Albie's hands here. Okay, the table's not great for him where the yellow's sitting and where the 8 ball's sitting, but he can deal with that yellow straight away. How does he get back onto this 8 ball though? Now, you'd think that he's going to be doing it off those 2 yellows up top left and end up trying to cut it down here into this same corner pocket. Can't see him attempting anything else. I mean, he could play a bank on the 8 ball if it came to it. But I think the plan will be to deal with these 2 yellows, play the combo, and then on the last yellow use it to go over behind the 8 ball on the top side, unless he makes his mind up just to leave a bank. So it's still in the balance as to whether Matt's going to get the job done here. But it'll still be a good out. And of course, if he doesn't get this in, Albi should be home and dry. Well, this isn't quite going according to plan. He's maybe going to have to take the one down the bottom, which I thought he would have taken sooner. Is he going to cut this? I think he's going to play a cut. He could, well, can he play the cut and try and bump the 8 ball at the same time? He's bound to still have a shot in this yellow. Is he not maybe thinking of that? You know, play the little thin cut, give it a wee bit of weight and see if you can bump the 8 ball and get it into a better position. I'm surprised he's not doing it. Oh, now how's this going to finish? And there's a disaster. Well, maybe my plan was a better idea. I think where he was sitting, I don't think there was any harm in giving that a nice cut and letting the cue ball run and either hitting it directly or bumping behind it and getting that 8 ball into play there. But we'll never know, because this rack's going to Albinario. He's going to be back within one. And that's one that's got away there for Matt. And Albinario doing the right thing with the free shot, getting the 8 ball into a favourable position. Well, you know, certain racks that you had a chance of getting, and when they don't go your way at the end of it, you then start thinking about the end of the match and what could have been and would have been or should have been. And it's a big swing there. Could have been 4-1, but back to 3-2 and balls flying in on Matt's break. And well, it's got to be yellows, isn't it? Got to be yellows. I mean, I think a handful of reds went in, 2 reds went in, but look at the way the yellows are sitting. And now that I say that, the first yellow he's going to be getting, if he takes it, ain't going to be easy. 8 ball over the corner pocket. This looked a lot more straightforward from the other end of the table until you get down here and look. This is a bit nasty, this. Yeah, he's played the little combo. Well, this is exactly... Well, what's he done here? What's he done here? Oh dear. I was just about to say this is exactly the rack you want when you've just let one go in the last rack, and now he's got himself in a whole pickle here. This has gone badly wrong. And again, it just shows you've got a table that you're thinking, right, you know, he's got to be out here with the way these yellows were sitting. And all of a sudden, the cue ball just leaked away. And now, it ain't quite as sweet. And Albinario is going to push this red right down the rail, squeeze it onto the 8 ball, and deal with the problem red. So, barely 2 minutes ago we're looking at 4-1 to Matt, and now within the next minute and a half or so we're looking at 3 apiece. And you just squeezed it in. Well, Albinario more than competent enough to get the job done here. Has he gone too far for comfort on that one in the side? Yeah, I think he has. I think he wanted to slow up here. This is now a bit more of a test. You know, he's going to try and use the most of the pocket, and he's got it sweet. if he'd went to the jaw, it would have stayed up. That's how bad these side pockets are. They give you absolutely nothing. Well, it's important for Matt not to be thinking that he could have been 4-1 up, because he's got a lead to try and regain. But Albinario is going to get first shout at it on his break in rack number 7. Well, balls are going in, and this is again another pretty good table. I mean, there's a slight problem in the middle there with the yellow and the red out from the side pocket, but it's a sort of minor issue, I would say, at the moment. It's just a question of what way he decides to go here, looking at the setup. He would clearly want to get rid of one of these so that red will go up top if he sticks to the reds. Well, he's in two minds here whether to play this combo, because again he may well be as good on this red as he's going to get, and it might be the better plan to take this combo and get that issue dealt with. Well, it's not tight in the rail. And he's going to leave that red to the left of the 8 ball as his last ball to get there. Well, he needed to stun it out a bit more. Now the cue ball's running loose big time here. I mean, that is very thin, that cut. In fact, so thin I don't think he's that keen on it. I thought he might have been looking at the cut in the other one, but even then, if he cuts the other one up top, how is he going to get a sight on this red down here? So Matt better get ready to pounce here. Anything can happen in this. You've got to make the pot. Thinking about the cue ball a great deal is not going to help you. Well, he might be okay though. He might be okay. Or is he? No, he's not. Another 1.5 inches and he would have been fine. So now he's got to kick or catch the edge of it, and he can't even do that. He's trying the old, well, I don't know whether he's high enough for the Massey, is he? That might be a bit better. Well, got the hit. And I'll tell you what, where he's finished, well, the yellow may well just be on into the side, because Matt's got not much. He's got that one there, which you can just see. Right, well, it's all his now if he wants it. Now he's got the inside of the yellow, so the cue ball's heading in the right direction, but further away from the last yellow. And he's just trying to hold it It's not in the bag yet. Oh, oh dear, goodness me. How did that end up dropping? Absolutely pocket dead weight it was. That was the only reason it eventually fell in. But again, it was a good out. It ended up in hard luck at the end of it. And Matt's break also in rack number 8. He has a couple of balls. Oh, look at the table. This is almost one of these Christmas come early racks. I wouldn't say spoilt for choice, because the first shot on either, he's got to just control the cue ball, because if he's taking the yellow up top left, he's got to sort of get a hold of the cue ball to at least go over into the middle of the table for the one into the side that's just parallel with the yellow that he's about to shoot, or the one into the top right hand corner. So he's got to dig in to hold the cue ball. In fact, he's got into it too much, but he's fine. Sent that ball into the far side of the pocket to give him the right line on the yellow into the side. Well, again, a quick look at the angle. It's just a little jab in and a hold. Well, this is a quick turnaround. Matt saw his 3-1 lead run down, and now he's had a couple of quick racks and got himself into a 5-3 lead. Oh, look at the 8 ball. Well, it's a big pocket, that side pocket. Albinario's got a ball. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, very big pocket. And you can certainly play the yellow in without disturbing the 8 ball. The 8 ball is going to go any day of the week, not a problem. It's not stuck to the knuckle or anything, it's fine. So, the challenge for Albinario is that red that's just below the yellow that he's looking at, next to the other yellow. That's the problem ball. Now, that red goes into the side. That's what Albinario is looking at right now, because that's what he wants to get on now that he's got the chance to do it. He would have liked to cue ball a wee bit further up, but it shouldn't be a problem. Once he gets this out of the way, then the only other one to concern him is the one that's over in this corner here, this red here. This one here is a problem. And that one there, come to think of it, also the way he's going here, he might end up playing the red and then playing the combo with the red down onto this one. So it isn't 100% certainty, this rack, for Albi yet. But he's got the right idea. Well, he's still looking up table. I'm surprised. Well, maybe he's ended up too straight in this red here. Well, the only worry now is that he doesn't do something daft and hook himself. He should be fine because there's a big gap. And we know the 8-ball isn't a problem. Oh, wait a minute, Albinario's hung the red. Oh, that could be a disaster. It might not be though, because Matt's still got that problem, yellow. And he has used the 8-ball, so that yellow there is Albinario's lifesaver unless Matt can get to it. Well, that's a surprise from Albinario. He was all good to go there. And it all looked dead easy in the end, but he's hung that second last red. Okay, it's not. Is he going for the little bump? Is he trying to bump this yellow? Don't know whether he's got an angle to do it. No. Well, now I don't know what he's going to do. Obviously cut the yellow into the side. Whether he's going to try and run down this right hand side and get lucky on this yellow, I don't know. Oh, it's going to come up past it, is it? Yeah. Well, you had to hope for a bit of luck there. I mean, you can still send this over the pocket. But if it doesn't go in, Albinario's bound to be out. He's going to cut this one and have another go at it. This is last chance saloon for this rack. For Matt, I think. Or is he? No, he's going for the cut. Got to remember about the cue ball as well though. Oh, that's a cracking shot. That was very well played. And now it couldn't be any simpler. Just bump the yellow in, bring the cue ball out, 8-ball into the side or up table, whatever you're happy with. And suddenly it's a 3-rack gap. Now obviously if it stays like this, it would end up 13-10, which would be my call to Matt. Long way to go though. And of course now it's Matt's break. And he's got a ball. And once again, it's about dinking that cue ball in and around these balls. But they're all there to be taken. They're all there. Whichever set he goes for, they are all available. Well, maybe that's not finished the way he planned. Maybe he was trying to get rid of the red that's above the yellow up that end of the table there. Oh dear, he's taking his eye right off it. Tried to bump the red into the middle pocket, and of course it's hit the jaw and just goes straight back out. And Albinario's been handed a lifeline here that he wasn't expecting. So, the unforced error from Matt. Is it going to be punished? Well, Albie might need to fire up a wee bit, but he's been given the encouragement here from Matt. Now he would have liked to have been in the gap there between those two reds if he could have took that yellow that's up there, the one that's the third one out from the rail. Because that yellow is just a bit awkward to get to from the position that he's in at the moment. He could play the combo up the rail. I mean, he's got the yellow at the side, but he's got to try and get on that yellow that's out in the table. And he's went through the gap. Well, he's enough room to dink it in. So that was well done. At least he's got the problem ball dealt with. And now he has to head down to the long grass here and decide if he's leaving this combo. And has to hope that he has a shot on it. Now he can just try and stun across into the gap again here, but this is a big risk. Yeah. And suddenly now there's a problem. Now he did have the chance at playing that combo when the cue ball was on that yellow into the left side pocket. He didn't take that combo then. I bet he wishes he did now. Well, he's got partial control of that corner pocket up there. I mean, the yellow's right deep in the pocket. The other problem for Matt is this red here. I mean, if that red wasn't there, Matt could try dinking the yellow in and getting the straight in red onto the yellow into that corner and deal with the blocking ball. But when that red's sitting where it is, that's the thing that's scuppering his chances of doing that. Well, he might try. I don't know whether he can play the bump, and maybe he was trying to bump the yellow down onto the yellow, but I don't know what he was trying, to be honest with you. Well, he's got to get on that one top rail. Little dink back. Oh, he's dinked it back too much. He's got too close to it. I mean, it'll still go. But the cue ball is going to be running up table. So he's got to get the running on it to come back into the table and at least have a shot in that red into the side. Oh, he's trying to hold it off. Oh, he's played that well. He's played that very well to have a shot like this. Well, now the gap is going to 4. So now there's a big question being asked of Albinario. And a 4 rat gap in alternate break is a bit of a mountain, and that cue ball, well, let's just say that Matt ain't going to be potting much from there. The break is dry, and get out of that. See what you can make of that, Matt. He's got absolutely nothing. Well, the match is about 55 minutes old. And we're going to get a bit of ducking and diving here. Well, you can see the yellow can certainly be potted. That one can be potted as well. Albinario is just ducking. Well, that's going to be 2 shots to Albinario. Matt hasn't got the ball to the rail after contact. So now Albie has the choice of playing from there with his free shot or bringing the cue ball down into the kitchen. So he's decided, ball in hand in the kitchen, still an open table, and still not 100% certain what set of balls he's going for here, because if he takes the reds then he's got no problem up top. If he takes the yellows, that yellow will go as well, and so will the other one. So the table is pretty good whatever set he chooses here. What the hell's happened here? Or is this still the error from Albie? And Matt's still moving. He's still moving the ball around in the kitchen here. So he's now played his free shot. Well, I'm looking at this. Where's the cue ball going? I was just about to say, where could this go wrong? Oh, goodness me. Well, it's on this occasion that you're glad the jaws are the way they are in this table, because that just comes straight back out. Oh, Albie didn't hit a rail in his free shot either. That's why I was wondering why Matt was back at the table. I was glancing over at the chat at the time, and then I looked back and I'm thinking, well, why is Matt still moving the ball? Because I thought he was still in his previous shot. Well, Matt on the reds, and well, he could see that red there. He could get to it from where he was. But it's another one of these where you don't want to leave that red up top there to really be getting on the 8 ball. Okay, if you're on that red up top left with an angle where, let's say that you're out here with an angle like that, then you can pot the red. You've got to bump it in and get the cue ball across if you're going to play this 8 ball. I don't quite like that. And where he's finished now, he's forced into it because he's no good on this red. I mean, it goes into the side, but that's nowhere you want to be. Oh, hang on a minute. I think he's okay. Well, he's going to have a cut in the 8 ball, whatever way he looks at it. Well, he's got into the cue ball okay, he's perfect now. Well, this match is running away from Albinario big time. And none of the guys that predicted Albie's win was thinking it was going like this, and neither did I. Well, Matt's dry. And, well, again, it's not really the most favourable of tables, but if he takes the reds and he gets this first red in, he should be good to go, I think. Let's have a look at that red there. That's the problem one. That one there. Now, he's got to try and get a bump on that red and yellow. There's no way it's going anywhere without getting a bump. And that's dealt with that problem. Well, this is a this is a must rack for Albinario, no doubt about that. He's got to get out of here. And if anything, because it's on Matt's break as well, because he'll Albinario will be breaking next rack, but he really has to get the job done here. There's no other alternative. If he doesn't get out of here, he's really done for. I'll have a quick drink. Well, the scoreboard's not going to look any more pretty for Albinario. At least he's one rack less to get. He's back to within 4. And if anything, this is also a must rack. He must get a ball. With the cue ball's heading south. It's gone in, and that's another disaster. And look at the table. I mean, this table is sitting very nicely indeed for Matt, and all that could go wrong here has gone wrong. The break, the scratch, and the table is sitting really, really good. Okay, if you're going to commit, then you have to open up this bottom right hand corner pocket here. That red shouldn't be that difficult to get to if Matt's going to choose the reds. But where the yellows are sitting, I wouldn't want to be playing that red that's over the bottom right hand corner pocket as the last ball to get to the 8 ball. No way on earth would I want to be doing that. It can just get very, very awkward at the wrong time if you're doing that. Well, he's still got a bit of thinking to do. That red that's over the side pocket on the left hand side, he wants to deal with that fairly soon as well. I mean, I think he's got the angle on the one into the side where he can certainly stay up table. And he's also on that other one into the side now. That's the problem one he wants rid of there. But like I said earlier, I don't like that red over the corner pocket as the last red to get to the 8 ball, because there's things can go wrong here. If he's chipping that in, he could easily end up behind a yellow ball. Well, it might all go according to plan. Well, I've always doubted about keeping this as the last red. And that's why. And don't say the commentator's eye isn't wrong. Or isn't right, I should say. Because I knew something like that could happen. And Matt should have known that as well. Because to me, you don't want to leave that last yellow or red over the pocket to be getting to that 8 ball. You're really hoping to get lucky. And as it was, it's going to cost him the rack. And that could be a big mistake. When we look at the result of this, you never know what can happen. You live or die by your shot choices, but that's where I thought, right from the off, Matt got it wrong. He should have dealt with that red a lot sooner. It was not the ball to be playing to get on the 8 ball. And again, it's just handed Albinario a lifeline. Of course, this time though, this is already on Albinario's break, so Matt will have first chance at redeeming himself in the next rack when he breaks off. You know, I always saw that last red over the corner pocket. Well, if it was intended to be the last red earlier in the rack, I always saw that as a potential problem. Potentially because, first of all, it's about how you get on it. What angle have you got when you're on that last red? And how easy is it going to be to get out of there to get on the black ball? And as it was, he ran the cue ball, collided with the yellow. The yellow runs in a parallel line with the 8 ball, and he ends up hooked. And that's a risk and the danger that you have with playing that ball at the wrong time, which was leaving it as a last ball. So Albinario has got the job done. He's back to within 3. And Matt now breaking off. And he is dry. And again, this is not a bad table, especially for the yellows. The 8 ball is well available, and I think Albi's going to settle for the yellows. No doubt about it. And this is the way the match can turn, because with Matt's dry break and these balls sitting as good as they are, it's a good table to be running out, and it gets the momentum going with Albi, and he knows he's breaking next rack, so he's got to fully focus on getting this done as well. And it couldn't really be sitting much better. Now, has he blocked himself off for this yellow down the cushion? Yes, he has. He can't get to it. I think that was maybe the idea he had. But he's got an alternative. Probably still trying to get into the gap for this yellow. I think that's what he's done. Well, that's right, Bedhead. You just don't want to be dealing. You cannot think that the cue ball's going to come out of that corner, and especially when Matt finished fairly straightish on it, he had to just sort of draw out from it. He couldn't really go forward. Is that Steve in the commentary booth now? Well, you're a bit late, Steve. We've got a good match going on here, by the way. Hello? I can't hear you. I wonder if Steve's had that update. Hang on a minute. Hang on a second. And Albinario back to within 2. Right, Steve is in Discord. My mic is certainly moving, so my voice can be heard, but there's no sign of life in Steve in Discord. Now, I do know that Discord had about 15 updates the other day, and Steve hasn't been in Discord since the update, so he's probably downloaded those updates to Discord and maybe needs to restart it. But anyway, Matt at the table in rack number, what are we now? Rack number 15. He's on the reds. The reds are all there, but Albinario's got the lifeline of where the 8 ball is. So this rack already is in the balance here.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. There was an update for Discord the other day, Steve. There was about 15 files it downloaded, so you haven't had the update until you come on today, probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. did get an update today, and
well, you're missing a good match. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, I would have been here earlier, but I had a meeting I had to go to at 3, so it's that's done, and I'm here now, and this looks pretty interesting. I mean,
well, it's
Albin's down.
It's in the balance at the moment, this match, because there's been not a lot of errors, but Matt's shot choice in the last rack or so has cost him.
Well, you know, this is a perfect situation for Albin to play safe. You know, this is the sort of situation where, you know, he's got some trouble up there, and he could play some kind of safety and make Matt kick at the ball. And yeah. I think, you know, I'm not saying the reason the run out's tough here. This shot is tricky because when you're coming directly into balls on the rail, it's hard. You get double kisses, the ball doesn't move, and you know he's probably going to hit this. And the problem with hitting this hard is the cue ball is going to hit the 8 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now if he hits the 8 ball on the side that the yellows are on, he may come out okay. But if he hits on top of it or the right side, he's done. But you know, the biggest problem with playing safe is that one red out in the middle. But there are blockers for it. We'll see what he decides to do here. I mean, I don't like trying to break it out from where he's at right now. I mean, Albin probably isn't used to this cue ball, so he's just gonna play for position. And you know, that's not a terrible idea. The biggest problem he's got is that all his balls are down on one end but one. So if Matt can somehow get that one yellow out of there by his reds, he's got a great chance to play safe. Because, you know, when you get your balls all in one spot, that can be a real problem.
Well, when you think about it, looking at this table, for either player, the way it is at the moment, I mean, Albie has a chance to pot yellows and get the 8 ball out of there. Matt doesn't really.
Right now, the shot here is, well, I'm not sure he can shoot this with this light cue ball. I don't, you know, because if he gets the right angle on these balls, he can go up table, but I don't think he's got it with this light cue ball. Yeah, and that's too straight on. I mean, making these balls isn't going to do you any good. I mean, that's just a loser. Unless you're going to make a bank shot. I mean,
well, I suppose he could roll dead onto the 8 ball on the left-hand side and not leave really a great deal on for Albinario, but he's not really progressed his chances and given himself any chances of winning the rack, really, though, has he?
Yeah, without getting a free shot, he's going to have to shoot a bank shot, and he's either going to make it a win or he's going to miss it and lose. And this is really not a good play, because this is not a high percentage shot.
No, he's at a double kiss.
Well, I'm not sure. He needed to bank it the other way. There's no way he was going to be able to bank it that way.
Well,
Albinario. And who's this supposed to be a picture of? Is this supposed to be a picture of Albin?
I don't know. Somebody said they think it's an AI photograph or something. That he's...
Oh, maybe it's an AI modified Albin.
I don't think much of the hairdo.
Well, I mean, this is pretty much a gimme. I mean,
well, those
he
two,
can either break this out or play safe. He's got his choice.
Yep.
Now, that's not a terrible safe, but I'll tell you why I don't like that. Because this is not that hard to kick this ball in. I mean, I would have tried to get it a little bit more difficult. This is about as good a kick as you're going to get. I mean, obviously, if the ball was hanging in front of the pocket, it'd be easier. But this is a reasonable kick. Now, what the heck is he doing?
He's
Why
trying
is he
it
going this way?
He's trying it in the corner.
It was way easier in the side pocket. I mean, that's where the eight ball
sort
was
of cut
close
it
to the side pocket.
You're trying to hit it half ball to cut it into the side.
Yeah. I mean, that shot he tried was pretty difficult. I mean, just geometry-wise, as far as how big the target is, he had a lot bigger target going for the side pocket.
Well, Albie's got to get good on this last yellow. Well, he's good enough, but it's just going to be a straight draw. Maybe off the rail. No, straight draw. And suddenly we've definitely got a match on now. But the break goes back to Matt. And it's anybody's to win now.
Yeah, well, you know, Matt needs to stay out of these moving games with Albin, because I think Albin's going to have a big advantage there. Matt needs to get open tables so he can run out. First thing he needs to do is make a ball, which he's done.
8 balls dead.
He's probably going to have to take the yellows, although, well, you know, this is the crappy table. This is not what he wanted. This is the kind of table you get in a moving game. So you kind of got to decide right now, which ones do I want? I would probably take the yellows.
We had another incident today, Steve, with a player breaking. It was the match between Christian and Bankster. The player broke off. The cue ball was one of the balls that flew into the pocket. It went into the pocket first, and then the 8 ball goes in. And then, of course, it's a re-rack, and then, of course, the player that's scratched gets to break again. That's the most obscure rule in black ball.
I don't like that rule. I think when you scratch, it should be a re-rack and the other player.
Well, exactly.
Breaks.
You know, and I'm thinking, well, they talk about these dumb rules, and I'm surprised that a pro hasn't said, well, that rule's crap. Because I don't know whether it was semi-pro that was in disguise earlier on, but he said, no, that's the rule. And I thought, well, you know, you've got to fix that. It's a stupid rule.
That wasn't too bold. He was trying to roll into those, but that was not very bold.
Yeah, he had to be a wee bit more vigorous than that if he was going to commit to getting out.
You know, the problem he's really got is that this table's all doable. I mean, obviously he's going to have to move the ball, which you can do this right now. He's going to move this 8. And the thing about this is, when you move this ball, you best, you know, come up with a shot, which he has, because he's gotten rid of the trouble, but he's also gotten rid of the trouble for Matt.
Well, what does he do about the red up top left end? Does he go for the follow through and the red into the yellow into the corner? Or does he try and clear the one in the side pocket?
You're talking about this one that's blocked by the yellow and the
yeah.
You know, I would just try to get behind it.
Yeah, because he's got the opportunity to do it.
But I wouldn't be shooting this one now. I would have rolled through and shot the combo, you know, because I would have left that ball there as kind of an outlet.
Yeah,
This is a little tricky because he's got to cut this a lot, and I don't think he can go get behind this ball, which means he's going to have one ball to do it. So it's going to be this ball he's got to get on. That's why I would have left the one in front of the side pocket, just because if you don't get on this ball, you're in trouble.
Well, that red only goes into the side pocket.
No, it goes in the same pocket he's shooting he's going to shoot this red.
Well, is he going to try and go 2 rails in behind it then?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if
he
can get a touch.
Or come across the top, one or the other. But that's what I'm saying. He should have left the ball in the middle, so if he doesn't get there, and he decided to go for the side, which I think, you know, is probably a pretty good decision, because that was a lot easier and get it to come around.
Well, you used to watch the tip of the cue here.
Decision. Yeah, you know, this is just make the ball. This is where the light cue ball helps you, because it's not going to roll out.
Well, Matt's lead has dwindled away.
Yeah, and so part of that was situational. I mean, Matt got a very tough table off the break, and that's not going to be to his advantage. That's always going to be to Albin's advantage.
Well, the other thing is Matt was 8-4 up. He had a 4-rack lead, and that's all gone.
Well, it ain't over till it's over, so he's still in it. He's still in it.
Matt's coming to the table, dry break from Albinario, and Matt's thinking, well, I'm out here. He's got to be thinking he's out. He's
got a good table. This is what he needs. Now he just has to execute. I mean, he's got a nice table. You know, this is very doable for him. And he's playing this game the right way. Dink, dink, dink. That's really what you want to do. There's a lot of dinking.
Oh, I've got a question for the guys. If any of you guys saw the video on Facebook, I'm sure it was Facebook, of the guy who is, he's actually Japanese, because there's Japanese text on screen, and he has a mouse which it looks like it's a mouse that looks as if it's a black mouse, but it looks as if it's full of holes, you know, for it might be one of these. I don't know whether it was. I had one at one time that had a fan in it, believe it or not, to stop your hand sweating. That was a gimmick. But anyway,
he's funny here.
He had a black mouse, and he was drilling a hole in the back end of it. And to cut a long story short, he was sticking a cue in the back end of the mouse, and the cue went right through the front of the mouse, and then he was using it to play a certain pool game, which we won't mention. And it was working brilliant. Well, he is funny, isn't he? This is not what you want.
Well, he got funny, and
he's funnier now. He ain't laughing though.
I mean, he got funny on the one ball, and then he underhit it.
Well,
I mean, he could have still survived, but he didn't handle it well.
These things always escalate as soon as you get into a dodgy spot. Now he's looking at a rack that should have been his.
Well, this is why you want to do simple things with the cue ball and 8-ball games, because if you get out of whack, especially down towards the end, it's real trouble.
Well, what does he do here?
I don't think he has much choice but to cut this one ball past the 8, which is going to be tough. It's a hard cut, and part of the pocket's blocked. I mean, he can try to play safe, but the problem with trying to play safe here,
he's going for it.
If you don't get the cue ball in a position where not only does Albin not have a shot, but Albin can't play a real strong safety on you, you would have to put him in a position where he doesn't have a good safety play, and that would be very difficult at this point.
Well, he's
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it would be difficult.
He's not committed yet, but I think he's got to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, the cue ball is going to get turned loose. The shot's hard to make. If he makes it, then he's just got to hope he comes up with a shot. I mean, this is pretty much a stubbish situation now. I just don't, there's not really any good strategy plays here. I don't see any kind of reasonable safety, or he's not just going to get in more trouble.
Well, he's caught the 8. Cue ball's gone. And Albinario's probably going to pot that red.
Well, Albin runs out, I'm going to go get some coffee.
Albie will pot that red because that's the one obstruction that's preventing him to run out. So he'll deal with that, and that opens up the pocket for the yellow and the 8-ball. Oh dear, well that wasn't in the plan. That was not in the plan. And suddenly, unbelievable how I mean, it's amazing how things go funny in this game. I mean, he had a free shot to pot the red, and he's hung it over the pocket. And suddenly, the job has become a lot more... Has Steve actually gone for a coffee right now? He has, he's missed it. He's missed it. Well, he's got to try and drop this in. That's why he's going to have to play the yellow onto the red and hope it falls. And it's hung up. It's hung up, and Matt's got the free shot. Well, what a rack this is. I mean, there's a rack that you would have handed it to Albinario in a plate and said, well, there you go, you've got your free shot, you deal with the red, you clear the pocket, and off you go, and it's all easy. And suddenly it had just gone head over heels, this rack. Well, what an important rack that is. Albinario's got to be kicking himself. I mean, that is crazy, isn't it? Who would ever have thought Albinario would have missed the red, left it hanging, and then he's forced into playing the yellow onto the red, and then of course the yellow stays in the table. Unbelievable. Oh, that might be a killer, especially if Matt can get out here. It might be the one that turns this match right in his favour again. And Matt's played that yellow. I don't know whether he deliberately played it off his own yellow, but it's gone in and the yellow's come back and play. Oh no, nothing was as bad as what we saw this afternoon, LS3. It was poor. And I mean, I blame the players because, you know, these are players where they're not really switched on. And you only get what you only get the level that the two of them are playing at. Not really making great shot choices at the end of the day. And shot choices have been, there's been obviously the odd shot choice in this match that's went pear-shaped, but none more so than what Albinario's just done. And it's going to cost him two very big racks. Well, by the time Steve gets back, this match could be over. Well, Albinario with the break, he's got a ball and the table's ugly. It's no good for running out. So he's even more pressure on him now. Well, we've got our usual one person on kick. We've got 8 on YouTube, 8 on Twitch. Now remember, and this is another plea, anybody who's watching, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. You don't need to watch it on YouTube. You can watch it in any of the other outlets. But I need to get my subscriber count up on YouTube as much as I can. Oh, the other thing to be aware of as well is if nobody wants to buy any of the merch on my my store on YouTube, there is the super thanks button on YouTube, in case you haven't seen it, where you can make a donation. Good evening to Spectre. Well, I'll tell you, Steve's got a long trek to go and get a cup of coffee, hasn't he? Welcome back.
Well, I had to make it.
Oh, Steve, listen to this. 2 racks ago, when you got up out of your chair to go and get a coffee, right? Albinario had a free shot, right? He had one ball. Right. He had one red ball over the top right-hand corner pocket that was Matt's. So Albinario, with his free shot, did what I said he should do and pot the red to open up the pocket. What did he do? He rattled the red, left it hanging. So in his second shot, he was ending up having to play his yellow onto the red to clear the pocket to try and get the run out. He plays the yellow onto the... This is a rack that was Albinario's. It was in his pocket. Oh, yeah. And so he potted the red, but the yellow stayed in the table. So Matt ends up getting he gets a free shot, runs out the next rack, and that's why we're at 10-8 here. Unbelievable.
Yeah, if you're going to shoot your opponent's ball at a pocket, you better make it.
Well, he was forced into it because he missed the actual red pot with the ball in hand in the kitchen.
But the thing is, he didn't need to pot that red. He didn't have to do that.
Well, he really did if he wanted to open the table up to get out.
Well, he could have moved it. He didn't have to try to pot it.
No, well, the red was pretty much in the pocket at the time.
I mean, I like potting it just because it. Oh, it was.
Yeah, I mean,
it was on the table.
Yeah, but there was no way he was going to run out if he didn't get rid of it anyway. But he shot himself right in the foot.
How do you miss it if it's in the pocket?
Well, he was trying to cut it in. I mean, it wasn't necessarily in it, but he was trying to cut it in, and he overcut it, and it hung up. You would never expect him to miss it. So it's a big, big error. Well, this match has twisted and turned since Matt was 8-4 up, and then it's got back to 8-all, and now Matt's two in a row.
Did Matt break and run out last round?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Wow.
And this rack's been a mess right from the off. This is very, very important. Well, needless to say, it's Albinario has to come out on top here. It's on his break as well.
Yeah, so I got a question shooting that ball in the pocket, because he's got two balls in trouble. I mean, this is how you lose. He's going to end up losing this one, too. I mean, this is what has been happening with Matt. Is he's been trying to run all these really ridiculously hard racks, and he's not gonna. He never should have made that ball that he just made in the corner.
Well, he's going to be in trouble straight away here.
Yeah. See, strategy-wise, you don't want to take balls off the table unless you're going to run out. Or, you know, what you want to do is move them around, get better position, play safe. Taking them off the table is almost never a good idea.
Well, this wasn't exactly the best shots by Albie, because Matt, well, he's going to scratch. I thought he was going to play straight across and just run into his yellow. He's trying to hit the one over the side pocket, so he's eventually given to a free shot.
I think Albie should play this, get this red clear that's right next to the cue ball, because the other two you can deal with by shooting a ball that's hung in the corner up there and coming across. So this is the one you got. This is what you got to deal with, is get this one. Now he looks like he's trying to go up this way, and I didn't like that much, because.
Well, is your option still on here? I mean, you can thin cut that. Yeah, you can. Well,
he can thin it, or he can go shoot down table, and then, you know. You can shoot the one that's along the long rail and then shoot this one in the corner.
I think he's going for another free shot.
Play safe again. He may just play safe again, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got that option.
Well, that red, it's not a dead set combo.
He didn't get safe. I'm not sure why he didn't hit straight into that red. And because he could get it locked on the other one. I mean, this, he's given him a chance to hit it now. It's probably not going to be able to do a lot, but.
Well, what he has done is he's got his yellows all in the table now. They're all there to be potted. Albinario's got to mind his work here.
This is a pretty good situation for Albin. You make this ball, and then the one in the corner, you shoot out, and you run into the other two reds. Now, don't shoot this one the cue ball's next to.
He's going to go for the hit.
That's what he needs to do now, because you want to leave this other red here as a ball that you can pot. You don't know where this cue ball's ending up.
Well, he's... How's the angle? Well, the angle's not particularly great in the one into the side. I mean, you can pot it.
It's not, but the play on the one down table is a little tricky. especially with this light cue ball.
You know, there's nothing to stop him ducking again here. He can duck behind the red, but he's not doing it.
Yeah, and you know what? If there was any doubt about running out from here, that's what he should be doing, is ducking behind the red, because that's a simple play.
Well, I mean, this is pretty straight. He's got to watch the pace in this. He's got to watch the pace. Any pace will rattle and hang up, but it's gone in.
Yeah, this is no good. I mean, he may get out, but this is not what you want. I mean, you don't want this shot, and the shot on the black's not going to be wonderful.
Well, unless he goes 2 rails, he's going to go 1 rail, and it's going to be an awkward cut.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
Well, big pressure.
This is not how you want to have to play. I think everybody that plays this game needs to put themselves in the shoes of the other guy. So let's say Albin would have just dinked that red. Nice shot there. Let's say he would have dinked the red and played safe again. Okay, is there a chance Matt could kick a ball in and get out? Yeah, but it's not very good. But put yourself in a position of the guy just locking you up and making you kick every time.
8 balls gone.
Put yourself in that position if you're the guy coming to the table and you're kicking and you're kicking and you're kicking. Trust me, I've been here before. You are not going to like that. So do that to your opponent. I mean, just torture the guy. Just keep locking him up. Just torture the guy, because it's going to frustrate most players, because they haven't been in a situation where a guy just keeps making them kick and kick and kick.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Well, Spectre, we think we're agreed that that photograph may well be a picture of Albinario, but the question is the hair. I don't believe... It looks
like an AI enhanced picture.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like Albinario's hair. It looks like one of William Shatner's very old wigs. Well, we're into rack number 20. Matt with a slender lead. Albinario at the table, commits to the reds, and he's got a problem red that he can get to easily from the opportunities on the 2 reds on the left hand side.
Boy, I'm not sure what he was thinking there. I guess he's playing this one on the side.
Yeah, he's just going to dink this in and get rid of the problem one.
The good thing about this is he's going to get on the problem one, because it's natural. All he's got to do is make it. It's amazing how much that cue ball moves over being lighter.
Well, Albinario...
Still got a ball on the rail. The good thing about the ball on the rail is you can dink it and have a shot straight into the side pocket.
Yeah, just drop it in dead weight. He'll come back off the awkward one.
Now, one thing you got to be careful with this light cue ball is it's not going to go forward very much. You could end up hooking yourself if you don't hit this hard enough. You need to hit this a little harder than you think, because you don't want the cue ball to just sit there. And he did. That's perfect. It's maybe a little too far, but you know what? A little too far is doable. Coming up short and you're screwed. Let's see if he tries to run into it. Oh, he tried to hold the cue ball up. Well, it didn't hold up as much as he'd like, but it's good enough.
Well, 10 apiece now, and who wants it more? Well, my prediction is 13-10 to Matt. A couple of other guys were calling maybe 13-10. What was it, 13-7 or something? There wasn't anybody going for Matt, so I decided to go for Matt.
Who wants it more?
Yeah.
Let me tell you my philosophy on that. The more you want something, the harder it is to get it.
Oh, look at this 8 ball. Look at the 8 ball. I mean,
you don't want the reds.
Oh dear.
I mean, this is a big problem because the yellows are pretty screwed up, and he doesn't have a shot on anything but a red. And if you try to move those reds, there's a good chance you're going to make one of them. So I think he's got to try to get the yellows. And then he's got one huge problem yellow that's down here by the 8, but it is gettable up table. Okay, good shot. So
now is he going to jack up and bump these 2 yellows? Does he need to bump them?
I would bump them at this point.
They both go into that corner, I think.
Well, yeah, I think they do both go. The thing is this is kind of tricky avoiding the scratch. I think you got to try to bump them. I would have bumped him harder than that, but he's okay. So he's got a chance here to maybe shoot this ball and draw it. Can he make that ball? Maybe he can't make it. Shoot that ball and draw back down for this other one.
Well, this will be some out for Albinario if he can get out here. I can't see it happening unless he gets a bank.
Well, if he would have hit those apart a little more, I think he could have drawn back for this one. But
well, at least
that's not a terrible situation for him.
Well, that red cuts. I mean, I think you can get to that red to cut it without fouling the yellow.
I'll tell you the worst thing about this though is that Albin's going to get to move these balls for free now because that one locked up. So if you're Albin, what you want to do is move one or both of these reds and put the cue ball on the spot where Matt just doesn't have an easy shot where he can, end up breaking something out. So I would try to move both of them here, but you got to be a little careful. If you slam this, things could come out funny. And he does try to move both of them. And that's not great. I mean, Matt's got a shot where he can break this yellow out.
Well, it's Albie that's at the table.
Well, Albie's got a shot that he can break this yellow out, although it's a little tricky. He can shoot this ball in the corner and get to that red and yellow. Not the ball he's looking at, this ball down table. But it's kind of tricky. Well, you can play safe here. You thin off this yellow and go behind the red.
You overcut it.
Yeah, I think he was doing that on purpose. I don't think he wanted to make that. I think he's just trying to get a ball in position so he can break that out.
Now, I don't think I think that red can be got at, not from there maybe, but if you were sort of on the kitchen line, I think you can cut that red in, especially with the yellow being there now over the pocket. This is a possible chance to.
He can make it right now. It'll go right now. Where it is right now, he could shoot it.
Of course,
that's kind of a big mistake there. He was in a spot where he could have shot it, and he didn't. I mean, why wouldn't you shoot that?
Yeah, I think if you're here, you're more than likely going to get it.
I guess maybe he's thinking this other red down table is going to be a problem, and he doesn't want to clear up the yellow. But it's like it's still a problem, and he's making balls.
Right? Why don't you just
make balls?
Why don't you just bank this red up, down to the bottom right-hand corner pocket right now? He's still potting balls here.
I don't know what his plan is. Probably to lose, because this is a losing strategy.
Well, it's going to be some shot from this position to have anything in that other red other than a bank again. I mean,
you don't want to be shooting banks on this table.
I mean, he's far too straight in this. He's going to have to cut it up top. Oh, well. He's really hoping for a roll of the ball there.
Yeah, that was asking a lot. But he does have a bank. I mean, this is a all or nothing shot.
Well, I suppose, yeah, I mean...
You could try to pin this behind the yellow.
Yeah.
Which he did not, but did he make it?
Oh, he's unlucky.
See, if he would have pinned that behind the yellow and left that red there, then Albin would have been in real trouble. Albin would have had to try to play safe, get it up table somehow. But Yeah, I mean.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh dear. Well,
he need to hit that. He need to hit that harder to get it to come out more.
Well, this is an all or nothing bank on the yellow. I mean, the bank on the yellow is good.
This is play safe. Just roll into this ball on the rail. What's Matt going to do with the red?
Well,
you just roll. You roll up on this ball he's next to.
Well, that's true.
You just bump that in the rail and leave it on.
Well,
leave the cue ball so Matt's queued up on top of it.
Why doesn't he play a 2-in-1 shot though, Steve? Why doesn't he kick his yellow from the long rail? Aye, but if he kicks it from,
he should see.
See if he
should have gone.
Aye, but if he kicked
it, he was trying to get the yellow out closer to the.
Aye,
pocket.
But if he'd kicked it from the long rail, he'd have put his yellow over the pocket even more. He wouldn't have left him a shot. He'd have left him pretty much where he is, to be honest with you. But anyway.
Oh, he's fine. That's a good play. Nice and simple. I mean, can you lose from here? Yeah, but chances are pretty good. I like Albin at this point. That was a good play because he did, instead of rolling up, he moved it over a little to make it a little easier, and that's not a bad play.
Oh. Well, the yellow's getting in, so that's rack over.
Well, that's a free ball. Well, that's it.
Albi's in the lead. And it's going wrong for Matt at the wrong time. Well, Albinario, when he was 8-4 down, I don't think he thought his odds were that good.
Well, I mean, Matt's making a lot of mistakes in this moving game, and that's the weakness of him. I mean, Matt is better off if he's got open tables. If he gets a moving game with Albinario, it's not good.
So Albi, one in front. Matt now under pressure on his break.
Yeah, he needs ball in and needs a nice spread table without a bunch of problems.
Well, he's going to have to start with a combo if he's going to run out because the yellows are all on.
But he's got the combo goes, but he can shoot this ball in the side pocket. And
little breakout.
Oh, what's he hitting it so easy?
Oh dear.
Oh God, you got to give that a little bit of juice.
There's the run out gone right from the off.
And that's just. See, to me, that's a silly mistake because.
Oh dear, it's gone from bad to worse.
You can hit that too hard and still be okay, but you can't hit it easy.
Well, not only is he drawn back and got the red out, but the red's now locked the 8-ball up. The 8-ball's dead.
But he's still alive at least on the run out. He's going to have to play the combo here, I think. The question is what's he going to shoot next? He can try to move the 8 now, but that's just, kind of a hit and hope. Well, you don't know where everything's going.
This, in fact, he's got to play the combo because he couldn't get to the yellow clean.
The 8-ball does go. I mean, it does go in the corner pocket, but the spot you got to get's pretty small.
Well, if he's going to leave this yellow down the rail to come back for that red, that's a tricky one just to judge. You've got to be good in the yellow to start with to be able to play that shot. That's a big, big ask.
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, he's going to be almost on top of the yellow, but let's face it, he can cut it and he can get across.
He can get across, and then he's got to draw back into a very small spot, which with this cue ball is pretty tricky. Oh, he didn't hit it. Go, go, go. Well, at least he can move it now.
Here we go.
He can move the 8-ball now.
All or nothing. Now, how's your luck with the roll of the ball here? That's the question.
I think you want to hit on the top side of this red, not the bottom side of it. Although either may come up with a shot.
Oh, that'll work. Oh no, he hasn't potted it.
He played a real delicate shot. That was actually a pretty cool shot he tried to play.
Yeah, and he actually was on the 8-ball.
I like the fact that it was in control. He wasn't taking any chances, but
yeah, had that gone in, he was on it.
Yeah.
And I suppose he's now locked up, but this could be kicked in easily enough. Problem is that
Albin didn't get him locked on the 8-ball, so no, you just got to kick this in with some speed. You don't want to hit this too easy.
Oh, how's the bump? How's the bump?
And he's got it. He's got a shot. I mean, it's not a gimme, but he's got a shot.
This is horrible. Good luck.
That's why that little 1/8 of an inch, where the cue ball wasn't locked on the 8, makes such a big difference.
What a shot! What a shot!
Because if Albin gets out locked on the black,
Matt's got
there's
nothing.
no kick.
Yeah.
Well, there's a kick, but you got to do it with English. It's gonna be way harder.
Oh, that was a good out there by Matt. Eventually, 8 balls going straight in again.
Well, Matt's making it tough on himself. I mean, you don't want to have to make hero shots.
Well, are we going all the way here, folks?
They look good on the evening recap, but they don't. That's not the way to play the game.
Well, I think that's dry now.
Yep.
Well, yellows. I mean,
I don't know. I think I think I'd probably take the reds here.
Yellow into the side. That's not a problem. Yellow's available there.
I mean, they're both good. Reds
are okay. I mean, take your pick.
Yeah, either one. He's going to end up taking the reds, and
I like
that he can get rid of this one right here by the side pocket. Get rid of these now.
Fully committed right off the bat here to get to the hill.
And the last ball you want to leave is the red up here by the yellow in the corner, because then you're like straight in on the black in the side.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan.
So he's looking at, how am I going to run this? What pattern am I going to play? I think he's going to go corner, corner.
That yellow
maybe side.
That red that he's in top of at the moment.
He may try to get on this one on the side. Oh, boy, I'm not sure what he was doing there. That maybe he was trying to run into the yellow and get on that red in the side, which wouldn't have been a bad play. Where he just went is not really what you wanted to do. So he's going to dink this in the side and then shoot the one in the corner, and hopefully can get on that other one. So he's going to shoot this one in the corner. So now you got to decide, am I going to play caddy corner or am I going to play it on the side? And with this light cue ball, playing caddy corner would be very difficult. So I think what he's going to have to do is just hit this with a little bit of inside English and try to bring it up for the side.
Right, there's a terminology I haven't heard before, Steve. What's caddy corner?
Caddy corner means like cross corner to the opposite diagonal.
Right, got you.
That's got to be an English word. Americans don't talk like that.
Oh, no, I've never heard of it. Oh, now watch the cue ball. He's gone inside the 8. He's fine. Well, this is simple.
Just come across.
Probably play the 8 into the right side here. He's going to come out 8 into the right side rather than trying to dink it dead weight. Yeah. Well, Matt's response has got him to the hill. 2 in a row.
So I'm going to pull the. I just Googled it. I'm going to put this into Twitch so you can see what it says. Okay, look at the Twitch chat.
In a position that is diagonally opposite someone or something else.
Yeah, so caddy corner means diagonal corner.
Well, Matt has had a...
You learn something new every time. Who would think an American would be teaching some English guy or Scottish guy?
Right, don't go down that route, Steve. You've just put your foot in your mouth there.
Let's see where this comes from. I bet you it's some English thing. Let's see where this comes from.
Yeah, where's the origin? Because I've never heard of it. Well, Matt is looking extremely good here on these yellows. He's got to move the cue ball though. He has got to move this. I mean, he could play this.
Okay, so I'm wrong. It stems from the expression "quatre corner," which is derived from quatre, the French word for 4.
Quattro,
so it's actually derived from a French word.
Quatre is 4, yeah. Now, where's he going here? Where's he going? The answer to that is no man's land. Oh dear. Big shot coming up. He's going to obviously run into the yellow. He's playing the yellow top corner.
He's got 2 that could go though. He can make either one of these.
Oh, that looks beautiful. How's the bump in the yellow in the rail? It's fine, but how's he going to get to this yellow up top?
He's got a spacer. See, he can draw back just short of the side and come out you know, he's going to have some cut angle, but he can do it. Oh, he's trying to go 3 rails.
Uh-oh.
That's tough with this cue ball.
There was 2 Scots. There was 2 Scots at the same table in the... What's that? The WSOP? Something of pool. What tournament's that? Give me a clue, Scott, Larry. Oh, you're talking about
stuck in poker.
Poker, aye.
Yeah.
One was talking to the other, and the dealer warned him that the only English was permitted.
That pretty much sums it up.
Cheeky bastard that he is.
That pretty much sums it up.
Only English.
Can't understand a damn. The only thing, well, I mean, Welsh is worse. Irish is probably worse. Because some of those Irish accents, jeez. Oh, well, and then they speak Gaelic, which is, you know, impossible to understand.
Well, I pride myself in being able to pronounce the longest place name in Wales. I pride myself in that. I've been through that little place, by the way. Llanfarpol, Gwyngyth, Golgerith, Llandrobwyth, Llantysilio, Gogoch. There you go. Well, confirm that.
In the meantime, it looks like we're going to have a hill match unless Albin dogs it.
Well,
you know, he's sitting pretty good here. He's got to shoot this one he's straight in on and draw it back.
Well, I'm sure the butt cheeks are pinched for Albie.
Come off the rail.
Oh.
Well, it came off a little. He got the titty. You didn't want to be frozen on the rail. Now, this one is easy to underhit with this light cue ball.
Yeah, he's good.
He does not do that. That's beautiful. Albin's made the cue ball adjustment.
Well, I covered all possibilities. I said 13-10 to Matt, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went all the way. Now here we go.
You know, this black ball's been one of the more competitive tournaments we've had. And look at the last tournament, the straight pull. That was something else too. This is, you know, I think this shows that the guys that were kind of a little below guys like Albin and Cobra are catching up with them because.
Oh, look at the 8 ball. The 8 ball's going in again. That's about the fourth time in this match. Table. I'll be breaking for it.
What if he breaks dry again like he did last time? The 8 went in. That would be a real bummer. Albin's going to be pulling his hair out.
Well, you've just jinxed him. Jinxed him.
But you know, now Matt has to try to get out here, and this is this table is going to be a little challenging.
Now, what does Matt do here? Because
well, the reds are the best.
The yellow really doesn't go past any of those reds there in that corner.
I think the reds are the best. I mean, the yellows are probably doable, but it's going to be difficult. I would be looking to take the reds.
You know, the red
have to back cut this ball up table.
Well, I wouldn't want to be playing that. I would rather drop the one into the side because I would want to play this red to get to these 2 for the combo.
I agree. I like that. Yeah, because you can dink that in the side and then shoot this one that he just missed.
You know, well, it's a touching ball.
C'est la vie.
And Albinario is going to be on the reds.
Now we have seen Albin get nervous before and make mistakes. I mean, he's not immune to it.
Well, I think he'll hold his nerve here because he's got a touching ball in the red, so he'll pot the red over the. What's he doing? Does he know? Does he know it's a touching ball? I mean, he just pots the red over the pocket.
It says that. I think it tells him it's a touching ball.
Yeah, we've seen it on the HUD. Yeah.
I liked your idea of shooting that one on the side. It was a little dicey, but the reason I liked it is because the cue ball would roll out and get perfect on the one that he tried to shoot first, where you could shoot that and then shoot the combo. I think your play was the right one, Hugh.
Well, Albinario has the table at his mercy. I'm looking to see where it can go wrong. It could go wrong with that red going funny, but it hasn't.
Yeah, Albin. You know, Albin plays good patterns, bumps balls good. He's such a good straight pull player that in these difficult tables, he's got a big advantage.
Well, Matt's busy working like most of us, so he doesn't get a lot of table time in VP.
Well, Matt's played a hell of a match. You know, it was certainly winnable for him, and you know, this isn't over yet. There's no guarantee Albin's getting out here, although I wouldn't bet against him. I mean, this table's sitting pretty good. His biggest problem is the one red that's next to the yellow. It will go on the side if you get on it good. Well, if you're going to shoot it down in the corner, you got to get the other red out of there. So I would be thinking, let's get that other red out of there.
Well, he'll probably do it now. Pot this one in the corner, dink out for the red into the side.
He may play for the red on the side right here. That's a little scary shot. I mean, these side pockets aren't that friendly. But you couldn't get on it much better.
Just got
the only problem with this is, well, with this light cue ball, it won't roll up on the yellow. It'll stop short enough that he can get the tip down. Just like that, which is what you want. You don't want to be jacked up over that yellow.
Well, Albinario has been tested. And he's going to come good, as champions do. And Cobra's not getting the result he was hoping for. He was hoping Albinario was heading over to join him. So Albinario goes through. Final rack decider. Well done. What a match. Oh, big lead that Matt had, and it all dwindled away. But Albinario is just such a good player. He's not going to give up. He's just so tough to beat.
That was a good match.
So, at the top of the bracket, once it confirms, we will have Albinario through to round 4. He's waiting on the winner of semi-pro in LS3. Is LS3 going to get another scalp? Now, if we look at the schedule, we have...
LS3 is going to need to bring it against semi-pro.
Oh, definitely.
This is probably semi-pro's best game.
We've got John Boo and Coldest Pillow tomorrow afternoon at 4. I'll be there for that. And then to follow, well, I'll be moving over to the Fast Eddie Real Poland Power match at 5 PM, so that's noon Eastern. And then, of course, we've got the other matches next week, so that's what's to follow. Let's have a look at the stats for that match. It might be quite interesting if we can find them.
Let's see, am I going to be there? I'm not going to make the 11 o'clock match.
Albinario.
The 12 o'clock match I'll probably make, but be a little late to. But I want to see Poland.
C.
Poland Power.
_ CLARKY. Delete. There we go. That was easy. I found him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Stubb. I need to send him another message because he's got some weird shit going on with his computer, I think.
Right, Matt had 2 runouts from the break. Albinario had none. Average balls made in the break. Matt was double Albinario. And Matt had 2 breaks less than Albinario. Break fouls, there was 1, which was Albinario. 8 ball shot. Well, Matt had fit. Well, I think there was maybe a bit of safety, was there? Racks ran was Matt with 4 and Albinario with 3. 15 8 ball shot, 12 gone in. Albinario was 100%. So there's the one main difference there. 100% he was. So good stats. Well, Matt moves over to that one loss side. In fact, that was the thing to have a quick look at. Let me just go back. Let's just see how the one loss side looks. There's Matt there on his own, so he's got a while to wait before he sees anything happening. You've got Cobra and Linus tomorrow morning. I'll be at work, so I won't be there for it. I might get home and catch the end of it, but I won't be streaming it. I'll just be coming in to catch the end of it. But I think Cobra should be too strong for Linus. He should be. Larry, Woody ended up forfeiting, so Larry's through. And so that is who Cobra or Linus is going to play next in the one loss side. It'll be Larry. Further down, Chase won around, ended up a forfeit. I don't know what happened there. Coldest Pillows through on that one, and he plays John Boo, as I said, tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Matt says he's going to Florida.
When's that?
He says, I'm off to Florida in a couple of days.
Alright then, so, well, he's not going to go there for a couple of days though, is he? He's going to go maybe away for a fortnight, so he won't be there to...
I don't know if it's business or vacation.
Oh well.
Hopefully it's vacation.
Well,
Florida's nicer right now.
He won't be there to play his match then, so... Anyway. Well done to Albinario. Very good win, considering he was down. He could have been down and gave up, but he didn't give up. He's not that character. He hung in there and found a way to win. That's what it's all about. 13 racks to 12. He marches on. So Albinario is now, at the moment, probably joint favourite with Semi-Pro to take this all the way. One of them's going to have to head over to the one-loss side. When that'll be, we don't know, but we will see. So a couple of matches tomorrow. I'll be there for them. I hope you can join us. I'll keep my eye out for Steve if he's in and around. And
yeah, I don't think I'll be the 11, but the noon one I'll come to, but I'm going to be a little late, I think.
Well, as I say, I'll keep Discord open and look out for you. Right, guys, thanks all for your company once again.
Thanks for streaming, Hugh.
Back to bed for me and work tomorrow. So I will bid you all a good night. Take care, and hopefully you can join us again very soon. Yep. So good night all. Thanks a lot.